Hi Stampers, it's Kelly Ince from Stamping with Kelly here, and I am coming to you from the past. I'm actually right now, probably as you're watching this, in Mexico on the incentive trip. So I wanted to pre-record this video for you so that you can have an understanding of the new catalog, because it's so different than any catalog that we've ever had before. I've been a demonstrator now in Canada for 17 years this May. Amazing, right? And it's such a part of my life that I can't imagine without it. But when I hear 17 years, I go like, oh, that's a long time, actually. That's a lot of stamping. So I'm glad for you joining me today. And if you've joined me anytime over the last 17 years, I've worked really hard with my business, but I mostly love connecting with all of you and sharing this creativity that we love to do so much. So like I said, I am probably on the incentive trip. Now this is, I have to say this from Stampin' Up, but this is a trip that's awarded to demonstrators based on their work, and fewer than 1% of demonstrators do earn this trip. So just to be realistic, if this is a goal of yours, I'd be happy to help you strategize and work towards it, but it does take a lot of work. And now I'm finished my little blurb. I can go on to being normal, or as normal as I get, I guess. So how many of you have your catalog in hand? I sure hope you do. It is so different. It's so beautiful. And you can tell just from the cover that it's different. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this. Look at this cute card that the head of Stampin' Up Canada, the DDM for Canada, made for me. Isn't it adorable? I love that. And then, of course, the Mexico trip. So that was just reminding me, like as if I need reminding, I am in the final packing stages here. So this is exciting to be able to spend a little bit of time with you. So the new catalog here launches, like I said, May 1st. So that's when you're going to be watching this video, May 1st and afterwards. So I can show you the inside of this catalog. And I'm so excited for you to receive your copy. It's so different than looking at it online. There's really a ton of resources. But I think what Stampin' Up is doing is trying to look at online as a resource as well. So specifically my online store, check it out. There's so much more information up there than you would expect. To go there, you can just go to my website, which is stampingwithkelly.stampinup.net. So stamping has a G and stampin has no G. So stampingwithkelly.stampinup.net. Then you can see this catalog, and you can also see my online store where you can browse through individual products. Now, what do I want to tell you about this catalog? Well, a million things, but I'm going to actually take a brief note to just talk about a special that Stampin' Up just announced yesterday. And so this starts May 1st, and this is a starter kit special. So if you like anything of what I'm showing you here in this video, and you're like, whoa, my wish list is really long, maybe you want a fantastic deal on it. I know I do. That's why I got the starter kit 17 years ago. I was like, who do I know that stamps? I don't know, but I'll get it for myself. And lo and behold, I built a business out of it. That may not be the case for you, and that's totally okay. So if you want a great deal on a huge long list of items, then please reach out to me. I'd be happy to take you through what it means to be a demonstrator. There's perks, there's certain requirements that you do have to meet, but those requirements, if you don't meet them, you just go back to being a customer. No hard feelings on my end and no hard feelings on Stampin' Up's end. So even if you want this great discount, honestly, please get the starter kit. I'm begging you. It's such a great deal. So with the starter kit, you're actually going to be receiving 4 additional products for free. So how it works normally is you pick out $165 worth of product from the catalog, or the online store, I should say. And then you, so $165, and then you only pay $135. Amazing deal. Even better, no shipping and handling, no GST. So already you're coming up on about $200 value there for the basic kit. Now, during May, Stampin' Up is going to sweeten the deal, and they're actually going to give you 4 extra products. And by products, I mean these are incredible. Holy cow. You get a pack of the brand new In Colors, and ink pad form, cardstock form, designer series paper form, and marker form. So you're going to get these fabulous new colors. Well, 4 new colors, 1 returning color. Did you guys catch that? Pretty in Pink is back. Woohoo! Pretty in Pink was a core color that we had for many, many years. So I'm excited to see it back. That was my go-to pink back in the day. When did it retire? I think it was over 10 years ago. I can't remember now. So with all this said and done, this is like a $360 value, and you only pay $135. For me, if I didn't have so much to lose, I want to sign up with this special. I paid for all of these things, right? I ordered all these things, but I paid for them. You could get them for free. I really suggest you getting this. If you want to learn more about this or even start playing around building your own starter kit, just go to my website, stampingwithkelly.stampinup.net, and under the Join tab, you'll get more information. So clicking on that button will take you into the section where you can start playing around, making your wish list, adding everything to your cart, and then when you click Submit, Stampin' Up! Will automatically add all of these items to your box, and you're going to get like Christmas in May. Honestly, the best deal ever. Okay, I'm actually going to talk about the catalog now. Our catalog is so different, so amazing, and I'm going to take you through it a little bit because I want you to understand some of the perks. I still don't even know all the perks. I've read through it a few times, but I find with catalogs, I just keep learning and discovering new things. And I learned a trick. This is probably like over a decade ago, but my friend told me, when you think you've seen it all in the catalog, turn it around. Ooh, that messed up my camera, didn't it? And look at it from the opposite side, and then you'll see something new every time. Okay, let's get started here. So the first page is, of course, important, but we're going to skip over it because I want to take you to the table of contents. This is something that I think is so important that I actually copied a whole bunch of it onto my in color bookmark. So many of you will have received one of these in the front of your catalog or with your club projects, and this has a lot of great information for you. It also includes something that you don't see in the catalog anywhere, and that's the host benefits chart. This is something that they're going to be revising here in the next little while, and we don't know when it's actually happening. It could be happening in the fall, or it could be happening at the end of this calendar year, but this catalog, of course, starts in May, runs until the end of April next year, and so they just didn't want to commit to it being in print in here if it changes during that time. So this still stands for right now party sales of $200 or an individual order of $200 will get you 10% in Stampin' Rewards. That's a credit that you can use on whatever you want in current products, and then it goes up from there. So just make sure you reference this bookmark. And did you notice we've got the 5 new in colors, well, 4 new and 1 returning, and then this bookmark itself is another new color as well. This is our new basic beige, and I hope you like playing with this color. It's kind of lighter than our crumb cake, and it's yeah, it's kind of just like this perfect neutral color. Anyways, I digress. This is the table of contents. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is going to be like a long video, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. You can, of course, watch me in fast forward. You can watch me. Have you tried that on YouTube? It's really easy to do. Just change your viewing speed and then it'll speed up for you if you want to watch me condensed, or you can jump to whatever part that you want. But Stampin' Up! Has kind of identified that there are 3 different types of crafting. And as new crafters and experienced crafters, we might craft in these different ways at any given time. And so it's not necessarily like beginner, intermediate, and advanced. It's more so like, I have a need for crafting. What is my need? Is it step-by-step crafting, quick and easy options, or is it creativity your way? So just a quick overview of the 3 different kinds. Step-by-step crafting is where it's choreographed for you by Stampin' Up! So you have a kit of supplies and you have instructions for that kit, and then you make those projects. Then the next step up from that is the quick and easy options. These ones don't have set projects, but it gives you an array, like an assortment of items that come together to create a whole bunch of different projects. So the end result is not shown, but it's like a little bit more of like a step up along the way of like Stampin' Up! Going like, hey, these things all coordinate together, then you should just quickly and easily put them together in a style that you choose. Then we go to the Creativity Your Way section, and this is going to be what we were used to in our previous catalogs, where it was all just like pick and choose, and you had to kind of figure out, you know, what the end product was that you were wanting, and then how to get there along the way in terms of, you know, what stamps, what ink, what colors, right? What accessories, embellishments, right? All of these different things. So that still exists. It's just in a little bit of a different form. So I hope that helps you out. There's also the index, which is just so useful. We'll cover that at the end as well, but definitely use that as a resource. So starting in the beginning, step-by-step crafting is just what we'd expect. This is kits. And because we've switched to our kits collection being kind of a fluid supply of changing products throughout the year, there's a QR code here, and it will scan and take you to the generic Stampin' Up! Store. So the difference is when you're stamping with the generic Stampin' Up! Store, you need to select me as your demonstrator. So that's Kelly Entz, Kelly, and then my last name is Entz. And you can also do that by putting in a host code. The host codes will still be active as long as we have this program here. Once we switch to the new one, the host codes won't apply. Again, I don't know when that is, and I don't know when you're watching, so we're kind of covering everything here. So we do have our kits collection. Those ones are from the online store, and you just purchase them. You can see the finished results. Now, if you want a little bit more of a surprise, you can get our paper pumpkin. This is a monthly subscription service, which Stampin' Up! Provides. You can choose to purchase prepaid codes too. So you can do 1, 3, 6, or even 12 months of prepaid codes. So that works better, and I highly recommend doing it that way rather than the month to month, because it means that you qualify for my bonus class, my monthly online card club, with a minimum $35 order. So this is a great option. I love having this come to my door. I love the surprise of it. It's like a demonstrator arriving in a box just for you, and it gives you all of the products that you need, including a block in your first kit. So this is a great option. So now we've covered off the choreographed ones. We are going to do the quick and easy options. So again, this is a little bit more mix and match, but it's still giving you some selection to choose. We're going to come back to this for a second, okay? So the mix and match on page 18 is awesome because it tells you exactly what to do. Start with cards and envelopes. Now, if you've been crafting for a while, you probably have some white cardstock or something that you can use. Or if you wanted to make it super easy, this gives you patterned cards so that you can have cardstock bases with a pattern on them and the envelopes to match. Now, then it says add an ephemera pack. And these packs are so awesome. There's a saying one, which includes all the different sayings. And then there's some that include just imagery. And then some that, there's 3 here that include just imagery, and then there's one that includes the sayings. So I thought some of these here included some sayings, but I'm not seeing any words. Again, when you look online, you're going to see a little bit more information on this, and you'll be able to look at all of the different images on all the different pages. And then it says, and add a stamp sentiment. This is a brand new stamp set that's so good. It's called Simply Said, and it includes all the sayings that you would want here. So we've got thinking of you and happy birthday in a few different ways. And thanks, hello, just a note. So let's see on the next page here how they've put this together. They've got 3 different sections. So the top here is cards and envelopes and ephemera pack for the sentiments only. So you can see it's only sentiments and the cardstock bases. Or you can choose one of the 3 image ephemera packs and use also the saying pack of ephemera as well. Putting this all onto our cards and envelopes, again, from the first page here. Now this bottom panel here, this is ephemera pack with sentiments and images. So an ephemera pack of images, an ephemera pack of sentiments, and then also adding in a stamp set here like the one they've pictured on the previous page and stamping those with the Memento ink. So again, it's just a way of building up our projects and customizing them a little bit more, but this is still quite simple stamping. I'm not going to say like easy stamping, but simple, because that makes sense, right? Sometimes you just want something more simple. You only have maybe 10-15 minutes to put together a special card for someone's birthday, and you're running out the door. And so this is a great way of doing that. Uh-oh, I'm just noticing my light is changing and the sun's starting to stream in my window, so I'll have to just keep watching here to make sure it doesn't get too weird. One page that I want everyone to take a look at is the one that we kind of breezed past, and that's this top 10 on page 16. Were you surprised by some of these? I not really surprised, but maybe just for number 2 here, the multi-purpose liquid glue. This is one that I have like a love-hate relationship with, but it's definitely growing on me. So this is a multi-purpose liquid glue, and I have it right here. It's got 2 different nozzles, one that's kind of fine tip and one that's broad, and then you can spread it around with. This is great for putting cardstock together, but it also works with embellishments as well. So I have some customers who just swear by this and some who, hate it, but I'm definitely growing. It's definitely growing on me. I actually put this together, these bookmarks together. And so I did pages and pages of these. I probably did more than 500 bookmarks, and it only took 1 bottle. Whereas last year, I think I was using the Stamp and Seal, and I think I went through 7 rolls. So that's pretty telling how long that's going to last you, right? So definitely check out this top 10 on page 16. Okay, we're going to skip back. We're going to go into some basic card design. This page I'm just gaga over. Did you guys notice at the bottom here? So at the bottom of page 22, we've got a whole bunch of card layouts that you can use to CASE. That's an acronym that stands for Copy and Share Everything. And that's a motto that us stampers live by. So that's taking a card, maybe a project here from the catalog, and switching it up, making it your own. So taking that layout and switching the colors and the designer series paper and even the embellishments and the imagery. And so this here is like a map of card design. It's going to be a great spot to get you started when you're feeling a little bit of slump in your creativity. So it really walks you through everything. And then it also takes you through our color family collection, showing you the different colors that we have here. You can see the little bars in the top. So if you wanted to start off, I would highly recommend just going with your favorite color collection, whatever that may be, and then getting an assorted pack of cardstock, even getting some Stampin' Spots in those colors. On page 18, no, it's not page 18. Where's that top 10? You can see on the top 10 on page 16, this Heavenly Hues Classic Stampin' Spots assortment. $36, and you get 8 different little mini Stampin' Spots. That's a great place to start off. And then you can use it with whatever color families that you want. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. Now we're doing... so it's still in the quick and easy options. You'll take a look on your catalog here and it'll show you a little bit more. These are some really simple layouts, and it's also going to show you different occasions that you can craft for. Now we know what occasions we need when we need them, but sometimes it takes a little bit of forethought and some planning to make sure that you've got all of your occasions covered for when you need them. I don't know about you, but I love being able to just grab a card from my box right as I'm running out the door, because that's how I roll. On page 26, we start going into some memory keeping. So this is our memories and more. And it comes with these pocket pages, which you can put into an album, and then you can add in pictures, journaling, and then these pre-made cards. So these are fabulous. the Thoughtful Journey Memories and More card pack and the Unbounded Beauty both have suites in this catalog here later on that they coordinate with. So you can get embellishments that match specifically those, and even larger pieces of paper if you want to do that. So this has a little bit more writing on them, and it's just showing you here how you can put together your own pocket pages for memory keeping. Now we get to page 28 and page 29, where this is a little bit more packaging. So again, we've got designer series paper that coordinates with a stamp, but they're not calling this like a suite. They're just doing this as inspiration. So the Frames and Flowers 12 by 12 paper is a specialty paper, and I'm so excited about this. It's a little bit different than our regular format. So it's 6 sheets of pattern paper, one of each of 3 double-sided designs and one each of 3 single-sided designs. So the single-sided ones are the ones at the top here, and which give it its name, which is the frames. So if you take a look online, just search Frames and Flowers and you'll be able to see sheet by sheet the imagery. So I want you to get in the habit of doing that. Even as you're placing your order, just put it into the online store and you can take a look at everything a little bit more easily. So now we get into the third type of stamping that any level of stamper can do, but does require a little bit more of an in-depth dive. So this is creativity your way. So picking and choosing what elements you want. So they're saying dream big, creativity unlimited, and get inspired, and we are going to. So if you take a look here on the side, it says Suite Collections now. If you were looking at your bookmark here as well, we're already on page 35, which is our suites. So with the Mediterranean Blooms suite, for example, they're going to give you a whole bunch of projects. These projects range in level of difficulty, and they range in the number of products that they use from this page here. So see if you can pick and choose which products are used on each one. I love taking a look at that. You're going to notice a little bit different. It's the stamp covers that are shown now. So it's not our stamp imagery at 100% like what we're used to. This is the size of a DVD case. For those of us who, we know DVDs. Everyone knows DVDs still, don't they? Oh, my grandchildren, they aren't going to know what DVDs are, though. So Citrus Blooms is a stamp set. Then there's a coordinating die pack. There's also embellishments that work really well with the colors of the designer series paper that coordinate with this whole suite. So you can choose to get this all together, or you can choose to get this as as individual items. When you bundle and save, you're still going to get that 10%. So if you're buying the stamp set and the dies, make sure you're putting in the bundled savings code, which is going to give you both the stamps and the dies at 10% off. Such a good deal. Okay, so take a look at some of these. I love this one. This is reminiscent of a celebration set that we had many years ago, but this expands on it even more. And I really like the designer series paper. This suite here, I think, is perfect for everyone. Everyone loves to go on planes, right? But of course, when I look at it, I immediately think a little bit more masculine, but I think it's perfect for everyone, as is the market. I love going to the market, and this is a really cute one with some two-step stamping here for some of our stamp imagery. And you can see that the dies cut out many of those images in the stamps. I'm going to keep going here a little bit faster so that I don't leave my kids stranded. This is one that I love, this Full of Life Suite Collection. Look at this designer series paper. It is stunning. It's 6" by 6" and it comes with all these different colored patterns on them. And then, of course, to go with the rainbows, you got to go with the, what is it, number 4. They call it Iridescent Faceted Gems. Ooh, so pretty. The Lily Pond Lane is, to me, a really fun color combination because I wouldn't necessarily put all these pinks in with these greens, so I think this is fresh and unexpected. Again, you'll want to take a look because they give you all kinds of hints on what they've done to create these projects. So see if you can figure it out. And if you're ever wondering, I also have from Stampin' Up! A file that they give us that gives us the ingredients, shall we say, the recipe for every single card in this catalog. Incredible, right? That's such a good resource. This Thoughtful Journey is another really special and beautiful one. This one's one of my favorites. Country Woods Suite Collection is a mega suite, so it gives you a big spread, and then the next page will show you all of the different items. I call this a mega suite because it's got 2 bundles that are kind of associated with it, and this one has 2 different designer series papers, as well as embellishments, even a textured embossing folder and ribbon too that go with it. This is a really fun one. I love these wooden textures. This is number 8. Country Woods Designer Series paper is what it's called. Unbounded Beauty is a suite featuring all of our new in colors. So if you're in love with those, this is going to be one of your suites that you're going to want to get first and foremost. That goes with all of your, maybe you're getting the starter kit special and getting all that in color stuff for free. And then you can choose some of these items to go along with it. Oh my gosh, that'd be such a good choice. 12 by 12 paper in this one. You also have glimmer paper and then 2 bundles as well. So another mega suite for you. Then we get into some of our bundles. So again, suites are including stamps and dies and embellishments and even some papers and even specialty paper sometimes. Bundles are just stamps and dies that go along with it. So it's like a suite, but a little bit smaller. So on the next few pages here, you're going to see some awesome suites. Sorry, bundles. My goodness, I just explained it to myself and I didn't listen. On page 58 and 59, this is a really cool thing. And I wonder if they're doing some research in this as well. So on page 58 and 59, you can get the stamp set and you can have it bundled with dies or a punch. So what would you choose? Will you comment along in the video? Comment below and tell me, are you going to choose dies or a punch? So with the dies, you get 3 at a time, which means that with one crank, you could, stamp 3 times and then cut out with one crank. Or are you a fan of punches? What do you prefer? How about this one here? This is a die or a punch, and you can choose. This one just has 1 of them. So it's actually this like half the price. These ones are the same price to get 3 or to get 1 punch. And then this one is half of the price to get a die, or you can get the punch. What are you going to choose? Will you comment, please? I really want to know. I'm doing my own market research now. So starting on page 60, then you can just see even more of the dies. I love how the dies are a little bit larger. Of course, we don't have unlimited pages, so they did have to shrink down the stamps a little bit, but I think you kind of get the idea of how big it's going to be based on the idea that this is a DVD case, so about twice as big as that. As we keep going here, we've got some more fabulous bundles. This is a really cute one here, Tune In. Oh, and butterflies. You always get me with butterflies. This is a really fun one. It might look similar to what we've had before. We still have it. Let's see if I can find it here. Here it is. Grassy Grove is the one that we had before. This one has more leaves on the trees, whereas this one is like birch trees. And then this one has dies and things that go behind it, whereas this has the deer. So we got the mountains and the trees and things like that. So this is In the Grove. Grassy Grove is the one that was in the previous catalog, and now we've got In the Grove. Kind of fun, right? How about the Seaside Wishes? Oh, I love this. This is one of our hybrid embossing folders, which will sandwich a die inside of this embossing folder. So with one crank, one piece of paper, you just put it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and it's going to cut and emboss all in one go. I love things that make my life easy. On page 74, this is our Encore section. And what that means is these are products that were in previous catalogs, be it the last annual catalog or the mini catalog. And these are bundles that are continuing forward. So they're shrunk down a little bit more. We've kind of seen them before if you've been stamping for a while. And most of all, you can view these online, and you can get a better idea of the full size and all of the sayings. So this here on page 81 is showing us the difference between our stamps. So we do have cling stamp still, and we have photopolymer. The cling stamps are our red rubber, which was kind of the classic for many, many years. We were using them with wood blocks. So now what we're doing is using them with clear blocks. So you only buy the blocks once, and then you can peel the stamps off and then reposition them and change the stamps while you don't have to store blocks every single time. I love that because now I get 2 to 3 times as many more stamps on my shelf as I did before. The differences between the two of them, the photopolymer ones are typically made in a design where you need to perfectly align them, whereas the cling is like a sturdier and a better stamped image, but yeah, you can't really see through it. So it's kind of would be things like you're not perfect positioning. This one here is important because you're stamping the flowers over top of a green stamp that you've already done there. So how can you tell which ones they are? Well, you have to maybe get your magnifying glass or just check online. So up at the top here, above the name of the stamp set, you can see their photopolymer stamp set or cling stamp set. So you'll just kind of have to look for that. But again, looking online is going to give you the most information. On page 83, these are the blocks that I was just talking about. So we have a new blocks collection, which has fewer blocks in it. They've, of course, figured out the blocks that everyone uses all the time. If you're just starting off, I like the block E for everything. That seems to fit pretty much every stamp in the catalog, except for the big ones that are the size of a card front. Now, the one that I use the most, though, is definitely a D. So I've got the most of that one. I recommend the E for everything when you're starting off. But if you have the budget, get that clear block bundle. You're going to love having all the different sizes. So then we get into like a little bit of inspiration. So you can see on the side here on page 84, it says stamping techniques. And it's going to give you so much, so many ideas, so much inspiration, and different things that you've never even thought about. So go back to your catalog over and over again, and they've got little notes for you, and you can kind of take their little hints and put them into practice. So this one here, step it out, 2-step stamps, make it easy to color the part that you want. So they're going to show you a whole bunch of different stamping techniques over here. On this page, they're featuring sponge daubers and how you can change the look of these with just by adding a little bit of ink with the sponge dauber. These are the background stamps that I was talking about. These ones are huge, and they're the size of a cardstock base, so you can see them here. And they've even got block F there for you so that you can know which block goes along with it. Okay, this page is incredible. So this little icon here, this 1 million, means that this stamp set was designed by Stampin' Up! Artists and inspired by and designed by a $1 million achiever. So that's a demonstrator who has sold $1 million of stamping supplies. That's a lot of cards and paper, but the reward for that is that you get to design the stamp set. On page 94, we've got some of our storage solutions. And on page 96 now, we're getting more into the reasons to craft. So these are going to be like showing appreciation, saying thanks. So they've got a couple of sets highlighted here. Then keep the memories going. So this is, again, more memory keeping, scrapbooking, things of that nature. Celebrate the year with a paper craft for each holiday. So again, these are a little bit more like seasonal specific, and they're going to give you a whole bunch of different ideas. This one here, they've made a fun little acronym. So CRAFT stands for Create Really Awesome Fun Things with Kids. So this is more of like our kids collection, something that would be inspired by kids and great for kids to craft with. Then we've got invitations. That's actually how most people in the beginning would start crafting with me, is they would be making their wedding invitations or baby shower invites. Craft for your home. This is cute, isn't it? Add a personal touch to your space. So they're doing this as like a little art project for around your house. I love stuff like this though. Just even on a card because it evokes such a feeling, right? You could put these rest, relax, and enjoy and put that on a card and package it up with some bath salts or something like that. So cute. On page 110, we switch into the adorable accessories. And I'm not making this up. Just look on the tab here, or not the tab, but the side here where a tab would be. And then you can tell what we're looking at. So we've got metallics here on the first part. We've got ribbon. Then we've got embellishments. Now, please note, these are not full size. They've really zoomed in on many of them so that you can have an idea of what you're receiving in your pack. Now, they're not going to come this big, but in person, you will be able to see these details. Whereas when the camera takes a picture of these at full size, like at their regular size, you know what? Some of the details are lost in them. Like, for example, number 11 here, would you have seen all the little gold flecks in there? Probably not. Would you see on number 7 the fact that there's like a grid and shimmer on those? Probably not if they were full size in the catalog. So I'm happy that they zoomed in on those because it really showcases them how you see them in person. Again, you just kind of lose things on camera. That's why I can't wait for you to look at this hard copy. Yay! On page 116, this page blew my mind. I was so excited about this page because it's hard to, without people trying all of these different adhesives, it's hard to explain to people which ones would work best for different things. So now this page is going to show you everything. Take a look. They've got icons here. So they've got cardstock, ribbon, embellishments, die cuts, and 3D projects. And they've got everything that it's going to work well on. Noted here, well, I guess not noted, it's got a symbol on there for what it works well on. And I'm so excited that now people can just reference this and feel a little bit more empowered with their decision making when they're purchasing adhesives. So again, my favorite go-to adhesive is the Stamp and Seal. This is the one I use all the time. And what I'd like to note is that the case is the exact same for the heavy duty and the Stamp and Seal regular. So the Stamp and Seal Plus is has got just the same insert, and then you can switch it out. The other wonderful thing is that it comes with a little, ooh, that's sticky there. It has a little Ziploc bag, which they come in. So if you're wanting to try out both of these, get a full one of either one of these, it doesn't matter, and then get a refill of the other one, and you can just switch them out as you need and figure out which one you like. They do have a very different feel to them. I will note that the Stamp and Seal, this lighter colored one here, you have to break the line of adhesive, and you do that by putting your adhesive on and then doing a check mark. And that's just going to take the adhesive and leave it on the strip here. Otherwise, it would stay attached and it would be like a big sticky goober. Sorry, I have small children. On page 118, these are some techniques now they're showing you. So this is watercoloring techniques. They're going to show you exactly what you can do for all these different looks. So there's painting with water. There's using our blender pens, which are different than our Stampin' Blends. These are a double-ended marker with clear solution in them, which you can use to move around our watercolor pencils. And you can even paint with re-inkers for our ink pads. Then you've got our spritzers, which give a totally different look. And we also have pastels, which you can use along with our water painter too. So lots of amazing techniques that you can really do a deep dive into and take a look at and be inspired by. On page 120, they're going to start showing you some interactive cards. They've never done anything like this in a catalog before. So this is quite advanced. They're saying some fun folds, there's peekaboo cards, and there's even slider cards. And they give you instructions on how to make them and links to some great products that will help you out with those. On page 122, this is another technique that they're showing us, and this is actually the only place that these are featured in the catalog. These clear medium envelopes are the ones that I use for all of my kits that I send out, so my card club and everything like that. These come 50 in a package, and you can do these awesome shaker cards with them too. So take a look on page 122 and have a read through there, and you can figure out how to make your own shaker cards with a product that you'll want to have in your collection anyways, just so that you can mail your cards. They're totally mailable. In Canada, there's no problem to mail those. You just stick a mailing label on them, or even put a piece of like copier paper inside that you can write on. I like it because it gives the postal worker a bit of a treat, right? On page 124, this is masking and brayering. So they're showing us so many fun things. We have our masking paper, and I think this is a wonderful showcase of how it works. So take a look at these. I want to know if you learn a new technique from the catalog. That'd be so cool. On page 126, of course, there's our heat embossing. And they've done some really awesome techniques. See if you can figure out how they did this one here. Write in the comments if you know how they did it. This card here on the top of page 126. See if you can figure that out. That's a technique that I love to do in person, but it does take a little bit of time. On page 129, we've got our embossing folders. Some of these, like number 11, they're huge. It's like, I don't know, 6 inches by 8 inches. It's enormous. So, you can see on this page here a little bit actually. You can see this is our regular size, and then now we have this mega size. Now you can't really tell which of these is the mega size and which isn't. So that's where you want to go online and take a look at those embossing folders so you can see the dimensions. On page 131, this is our Stampin' Blends. These are alcohol-based markers which work with our Memento inks. And I love how they showcase them on this page with some beautiful samples and showing you how to blend different colors together to get different skin colors and even hair colors too. They have at the bottom of page 131 the Stampin' Write Markers collection, and this is a little bit different. This is water-based ink, whereas the Stampin' Blends are alcohol-based. So the Stampin' Blends do just that. They blend perfectly. And the Stampin' Write markers, you can do different techniques with those. I find I don't use them as much. So if you were asking my opinion between the two of them, I always go towards coloring with my Stampin' Blends. It's so much fun. Speaking of color, wow. On page 132, you have got one of the most incredible resources that Stampin' Up! Has ever printed, and that's color theory and how our colors all fit together into this beautiful wheel. So, as an extension of that, they also have explained different ways of putting colors together. So, for example, monochromatic. They're saying, take a look at one little wedge of the wheel and use those 3 colors together, or even just 2 colors from there. Then we have complementary, and those are completely opposite from each other on the wheel. So you choose one from this little section here, so going from the red violet to the yellow green, and you would choose one from there and one from there and put it together. So again, just some more inspiration. This is so exciting to me. Oh my gosh, how do you say this? Analogous? I think that's how you say it. That is using within like a little section of the wheel here. So using like a quarter of the wheel and putting together 3 colors that would work well. Now, depending on the section of the wheel that you choose, right, you might get quite a bit of variance in there. You might cover blues and purples, or even, blues almost into reds there. So that's a fun way to choose some colors. And then there's triadic, and that's taking the 3 here. I'm doing the most obvious ones, the primary colors, red, yellow, blue. But you could switch it up and go with violet, orange, and green and choose one from each of those sections to put it together. I'm so excited about this. We're going to have a lot of fun, I think, with our color theory. And maybe we were doing it naturally before, but maybe it's fun to now realize the color combinations that we normally like to do. You guys know me, I'm loving on monochromatic often, and I think I do complementary probably the most. Yeah, I would say that the other two probably not as much, but I think this is my happy place up here, monochromatic and complementary. I don't know, maybe I do triadic sometimes. I'm gonna have to pay attention. On page 134, why don't you guys write in the comments what you think your happy place is for color theory as well. So, and on page 135, then we start seeing our color collections. So they've got like a little inspiration up at the top, and then you can order individually or by family, and it breaks it out specifically what you would need to get your color family in a collection. We've got brights, regals. We've got our neutrals, which include some kind of different colors as well. So like Blackberry Bliss, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, and Mossy Meadow, in addition to our browns and our grays. So this is kind of a great pack for everyone to get. I think that's a really good one. Then page 139, we've got our new in colors. We've got our in colors which have continued over. They've been with us for a year, so they will be with us for one more year. And of course, all of our neutrals, including that basic beige, which again is on your bookmark for a reference. And that comes in cardstock, Stampin' Pad, and ink refill too. Then we get to our index. This is so helpful. I really, really love this. And I think you'll love this in amongst, oh gosh, sorry. Has it been blurry for a while? Sometimes it doesn't like the shiny pages as I'm flipping. So the index at the back, so starting on page 140, gives you so much information. It gives you the adhesives, embellishments, dyes, ink and coloring. So we used to only have an index really for stamps, but this is giving us so much more. So we've got cards and envelopes, cardstock, designer series paper, and it gives you the item code as well. So I know when you're sending in orders to me by email, I just love it when you give me the item number and also the brief description of what it is. And that means if the item number is off by one, then I don't order you something that you don't want, but I do use the item numbers to put in the orders. So that's really helpful because it saves a spinning wheel of death while I'm searching, trying to bring up that item number. So if you're able to give me the item numbers when you are sending your orders by email, I love, love, love that. Even better would be to have the price as well, but I know they don't have that in the index here, so that's okay. Don't get hung up on that. And now we end on what it's like to be a demonstrator and host parties too. And so I want to make sure that I invite you to be a part of my stamping experience that I hold online every month. So no matter where you are in Canada, you can join me. I send out little packages of card supplies. You get basically 3 to 5 projects per month. We craft them together online. You can watch it live or on the replay. And that's with a minimum $35 purchase in a calendar month. So if that's something that interests you, you just reach out to me, or you can go to my online store and place an order there, and you will automatically be sent a fabulous little gift from me with this online class too. So if you want to be a part of my newsletter list, please reach out. I would love to craft along with you. Now, if you've watched to the end, you get this golden nugget. I was thinking, what are my 3 favorite items? The ones that I'm most excited about in this catalog. Can I show you? Okay, number 1, the new in colors. I'm really, really excited about these new in colors because they just feel happy and bright, summery, and I'm already enjoying playing with all of the items that I was able to get on my pre-order. Now the second item that I think is a must-have is the ephemera packs, in particular the Saying Something ephemera pack. Now, what I was just explaining to you about my online card club is that you get the projects that are prepped from me, and then you're going to put them together with supplies that you have. Now, the only supplies that you truly need each month are saying stamp set, neutral ink, and adhesives. Now, if you wanted to have the most adorable cards and not do any stamping, you wanted to have an ephemera pack do all the work for you, get this saying something ephemera pack. I'm sure you'll be able to find sayings for all the different projects that we make, and it will just save you a step and even some supplies. I think it'll give you a really different variance in look as well. So for new stampers and experienced stampers, that saying something ephemera pack, you're going to love having that in your collection. So I can't wait to see how many of you order that in May so that you can keep using it for May and all the coming months of Card Club. Now, the third item that I thought was my favorite out of the catalog were the new sweets, and I decided I couldn't choose one, and so I chose 3 of them. So number 3 is 3 items. Does it count? Whatever. I make my own rules. So on page 43, this is probably my favorite sweet because I just love the colors. I love everything about this. Even the stamp set has such a wonderful, playful energy to it, and it's got lots of mix and match. And I love mix and match, especially for my club cards, because I give you a tag and something fits on it, but you know, it's kind of like a mix and match to try and figure out what fits on that tag. And then I also love the different feelings that these sayings evoke. So I think this is a really great suite to get. My second favorite suite is this Thoughtful Journey. And that's because I can't get enough of these watercolor images. I can't. I want to use them all the time on everything. I think they're so pretty and stunning, truly. And I just can't do anything like this myself. And so I'm appreciative of someone else's artistry that then is printed on a designer series paper and I can make something with and say I made it myself. Right? Is that cheating? Nah, it's not cheating. So Thoughtful Journey is really fun. These papers up here are an ombre printed metallic. Wrap your head around that. So it's ombre from corner to corner, and then it's got a printed pattern on it, and that printed pattern is metallic. You're going to love those. They're so pretty. What are they called? Number 4. Thoughtful Designs 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper. Sure. Then my third one that I love the most is this Country Woods Mega Suite. And I love this because it has one of my favorite things, which is these wood grain designer series paper patterns. These are 12 by 12. Yes, 12 by 12. I have them in my collection here already because I could pre-order them. But they are perfect for cutting out with this little birdhouse die. But I love using them on masculine cards, on nature cards, on neutral cards, everything. I think can use some wood grain on it. I love it. And then the coordination here is it gets a little bit more delicate and dainty. This is called the Country Lace Designer Series paper. So this whole look, everything about it, these pages, I just love. So tell me in the comments, what do you like? Do you agree with my top 3? Do you have a little bit of a different eye? What do you think about the color theory? I want to know that too. I want to know everything. Will you please comment along? Because I want to know who's watched this, and I want to know what you're most excited about. Maybe it's different than actually what I was excited about with this new catalog. Maybe you want to draw my attention to a certain bundle or stamp set or even suite, and you want to make sure that we play with that over the next little while. Now's your time. Write it in the comments. I really want to know. So thank you again for joining me, and I hope to stamp with you again very, very soon.